It's a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Brian Schiff has done it again. His 16th home run of the year. The Padres rookie puts the Padres on top. Strike three call. The ball game is over. Thank you. How about that strike call? Norris goes out there with a wry smile as Quackenbush with back-to-back strikeouts and the Padres win. Fun night here last night as the Padres secured the 1-0 victory in Game 2. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Well, today the Padres will try to win the series in the rubber game of this 3-game series. And today it's Luis Perdomo coming off an outstanding effort last time out.
Boy, getting away on the road, not so good for the Padres this year, winning games, even on Sundays, not winning games. So let's see if Luis Perdomo can turn it around. Last time out, he was lights out. The one thing that really sticks out about his line is no walks for the young right-hander. He had him check swinging. Why? The late movement inside with the two-seamer, the breaking ball down and away. And I don't care that it's the Diamondbacks. Even if it was a good team, Luis Perdomo showed some good stuff. Boy, if he could really throw that fastball 8 out of 10 times for strikes, he's going to be lights out.
We thought today we would see Andrew Cashner, but instead a blister problem has him out.
Yeah, last time out for the Texan right-hander, got knocked around a little bit, and then all of a sudden time was called, and you got to take a look at that digit out there. If you've got the littlest blister on your finger, it could mean the whole difference in an outing. So Justin Nicolino, last time against the Padres, this left-hander is not a hard thrower. June 15th, he got knocked around. Hopefully that comes to fruition today because this guy misses a lot over the plate. The thing is, Don, he's not a hard thrower. He throws the ball around the plate. And with the way the Padres can hit some home runs, extra base hits, hopefully they just rat-tat-tat this left-hander today.
Also a late scratch for the Padres just moments ago. Will Myers out of the lineup with a stomach virus. So Dickerson will get the start in left field as the Padres left Solarte at first base. Well, the Padres, night one, the bullpen not so good. Last night, outstanding. Julie Alexandria will talk to the manager. We come back after this.
Welcome back to Marlins Park. It's the rubber match between the Padres and the Marlins. Kevin Quackenbush there, who recorded his first save of the 2016 season. And the bullpen had been taxed after getting a lot of work during the first game of the series on Friday night. Andy Green saying it would be closer by committee for last night's game. But successful outings from Brad Hand, Dominguez, and Quackenbush made their manager very pleased. Take a listen.
I think that shows the resiliency of Brad Hand, how good he's been all season for us. Comes in with a really difficult runner on first base and manages to pay enough attention to him to hold him close, keep him from stealing, punch out Yelich, and get the next two batters to end the threat. I thought that was outstanding. And Quack's got a low heartbeat. He's going to be who he is every single time out, and thought he executed his pitches well after going 2-0 to Ichiro. The rest of the inning was pretty smooth for him. So real strong from those two guys, especially preserving a 1-0 win on the road.
And as for today's game, Andy Green says that the entire bullpen is available, including Brandon Maurer, especially with the off day tomorrow in Atlanta. Well, coming up, the Padres taking on the Marlins for Game 3. Let's steal this series, shall we? When we return.
Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. By Smart & Final, now at 25 stores across San Diego. And by Volkswagen Kearney Mesa, awarded Best in San Diego County for service and sales experience. The exceptional at Volkswagen Kearney Mesa. Back in beautiful Miami on a warm day outside. We are inside the climate-controlled Marlins Park, as it is a comfortable day, but certainly in here, not outside so much. Very humid, and a storm perhaps on the way, as the Padres hope their offense will create a storm inside Marlins Park today. Padres lineup is brought to you by Toyota. Travis Jankowski leading it off for the Padres with Alexei Ramirez in right field. Yes, Alexei Ramirez is in right field. Yangervis Solarte is at first base with Alex Dickerson in left. Ryan Schimpf at second with Derek Norris catching the day game after the night game. Adam Rosales gets a start at third base with Luis Sardinez at short, and Luis Perdomo on the mound for Andy Green's Padres.
And for the Marlins, left-hander Justin Nicolino. That's right, the left-hander. He's got the two-seamer changeup. Mixes in a slider and a curveball. Soft tosser, the AAA call-up. Trying to make a start here for Andrew Cashner. We documented it earlier. It came up with a little blister on his finger, pitching hand. So he will be sitting in the dugout today watching this big league ball game.
Hopes to be back in a day or two, but missing the start today against his old team. And Justin Nicolino, 2-5 this year in his first stint with the Marlins. We're going back down to AAA and an ERA of 5.57 for the left-hander. Travis Jankowski in on the left side, and the first pitch of the ball game misses for ball one. The 24-game on-base streak snapped in the ball game last night. It's the longest active streak. It's a grounder to third. It's a fair ball. In the air goes Prado with a nice play to get Jankowski. Boy, Martin Prado's been doing it all in this series.
Right out of the gate, Martin Prado this series with the bat, now with the Mikhail Baryshnikov pirouette at third base, making it look easy.
So one away, as in at third was Prado, anticipating a possible bunt by Jankowski. Alexei Ramirez, at one point back in A-ball, played a little bit of center field, has never played in right field, and today gets the start for the Padres in right.
Isn't that what's great about baseball? You think a center in the NFL, oh yeah, he's gonna quarterback today.
It's gonna be a safety today.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
It's unbelievable. Alexei, a good athlete, as he hits one on the ground to short, and Rojas is there. And quickly 2 outs in the inning on 2 ground ball outs. That's how the Marlins stack up defensively. Brought to you by National University. Left to right in the outfield, Christian Yelich, Marcelo Zuna, and Ichiro Suzuki. Third to first, Martin Prado, Miguel Rojas, D. Gordon, and Xander Scruggs, with JT Realmuto doing the catching for Justin Nicolino getting the start today. And there's Ichiro getting his first start of the series. Solarte swings to the first pitch and fouls it off to the right out of play. So 2 down. Solarte sliding up the order with Will Myers coming out with the stomach virus just before the game. Solarte had been scheduled to bat 4th in the order, but he slides up and takes strike 2. Umpiring crew today, then behind the dish, it's Mark Carlson with Alan Porter at first, Clint Fagan at second, and the crew chief is Brian Gorman. He's at third base today, as he had the plate last night. Flared foul down the right field line, out of play.
Will must have had the fish.
Game time scratch. So Solarte moving across the diamond, from third base to first base.
Totally different angle. Some people might think, hey, it's a corner, right? Huge difference. At first base is not one of those positions where you just hide a guy. There's a lot going on over there.
Changing sides of the field, I would think, would make a big difference.
Huge difference. Angle of the ball off the bat, different look to your right and left.
26 starts total for him at first base in the past. And it's starting there today.
More footwork needed over at first base, around the bag, right?
Up the middle, Rojas ranging to his left, sidearm toss in time. And 3 ground ball outs, and the Padres down in order. Marlins are coming up from Miami. Well, things we'll be looking for today and what's gone on already in this series. Well, I'll tell you what's been going on. Good starting pitching from the Padres. 0.75 earned run average. Cozart and Richard, the first 2 games of the series, 0 home runs allowed in 12 innings pitched. And how about Ryan Schimpf? Not 1, but 2 home runs in the series, and now 16 on the year for the Padres second baseman. He's back in the lineup today, and keeping an eye out for the Marlins third baseman, Martin Prado, who has been on fire as well in this series for the Marlins. How about 6 for 8 for Martin Prado, and just made a very good defensive play at third base. So Padres will try to work around him.
And 2 games for Luis Perdomo on the hill to scout these Marlins. Good fastball hitting team. But they've got to counter and try to square up that nasty 2-seamer and breaking ball from the Dominican-born right-hander.
Make an argument that he is off his best outing of the year, as D. Gordon getting the start today for the first time in the series, leading it off for the Marlins. 276, no homers, 9 runs batted in, and off the suspended list, and will not be able to participate in the postseason due to the PED violation. But he can play in the regular season and help the Marlins get there, but then he can't play. Don Mattingly trying to get there, and right now the wild card scenario, the best chance they have. Back past the mound, up the middle into center. Perdomo threw the bare hand out, but it was by him, and D. Gordon is aboard. Well, we've seen D. Gordon. Let's check out the rest of the Marlins lineup, brought to you by Hyundai. Here comes Martin Prado. He'll be at third base and bat second, with Christian Yelich in left field, Marcelo Zuna in center in the cleanup spot. JT Realmuto came off the bench last night, starts today with Ichiro in right. It is Scruggs at first base, Rojas at short, Nicolino the pitcher out of the 9 spot for the Marlins. Marlins are 8 games back to start the day of the Nationals in the National League East. That's not happening, but the wild card, much better scenario for the Marlins right now. They're a game and a half back of the Cardinals and Giants, who currently take up the 2 spots.
Anderson Heating, Plumbing and Air brings you the scouting report for the right-hander Luis Perdomo. Sinker, breaking ball, and he's still learning. Very, very comfortable in the role as a starter. Darren Balsey says each bullpen session, he just learns more and more.
Comes inside again and misses again. 2-0.
Well, there goes the no-hitter. But what did Luis Perdomo see about Clayton Richard last night? A lot of 2-seamers down in the zone. Hey, Clayton Richard gave up, how many was it? 8 hits, but no runs. Take those grounders, get a double play ball.
The Padres defensively behind him, turning a couple. He stranded a lot of those Marlins runners last night. In fact, all of them, as the Padres were able to shut out the Marlins. Checking on D. Gordon. Good idea. Always a threat to take off.
Perdomo going from the first base side, so that makes a big difference with the pickoff throw over to first base of that pitcher's plate.
Gordon had the most stolen bases in the major leagues last year. Here's a grounder, possible double play. Sardinez to second for 1, on to first for 2. Nicely done, as Perdomo does induce the double play. 2 down. Let's check out the Padres defensively. In behind Luis Perdomo, it's Dickerson in left, with Jankowski in center, Ramirez around in right. Third to first, Adam Rosales, Luis Sardinez, Ryan Schimpf, and Yangervis Solarte, with Derek Norris doing the catching for Luis Perdomo.
Hey, we look at that chart. If you can keep it right there, guys, we got the seafood combo working here. Sardinez and Schimpf.
It's fishy up the middle.
The seafood combo working nicely.
Martin Prado will take the strike, or rather, I should say, Christian Yelich will take the strike. Never a bad time to floss, as Yelich will take a pitch down and in. Mark Grant flossing, just in case his dentist is wondering.
Hygiene.
When does he floss? He flosses during games.
3 or 4 times a day.
He shaves during games. It's unbelievable the activity that goes on. You can really multitask.
Well kept.
A 1-1. And Yelich will take strike 2.
You said it was very comfortable inside with the
You're not comfortable?
Well, speak for yourself there, Cha-Cha. I got a couple bologna slices underneath my armpits here working.
That's gross. That's gross. That's it.
Well, I'm an analyst. I got to describe how it is.
Couple of hops out to Schimpf at second. And that's a good inning for Luis Perdomo to get it started. 1 done, no score.
He brings a certain poise. He's been through a lot down in the minor leagues, so he's taking full advantage of his opportunity up here and really talking with McGuire, myself, and just trying to get to the point where he can consistently command ABs. And he's working hard with his watching video and of the pitcher and trying to see what they're going to how they're going to attack him and trying to stay strong with his approach.
Had a chance to chat with Alan Zinter before today's game about his second baseman, and also last night after the game. Last night's starter Clayton Richard also had high praise for Ryan Schimpf, saying, you know, from the outside you see the slug, you see the home runs, but it's really about his mindset. Being around him every day in the clubhouse, he said, I've noticed that he plays this game to a much higher level than his time up in the big leagues may suggest, and just had nothing but great things to say about him. Guys?
All right, Julie, thanks very much. It's been fun to watch, and 16 home runs in a short amount of time here at the major league level. Tap back to the mound, and Nicolino will spin and throw out Dickerson for the first out of the second inning. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, if the Padres get some decent pitching like they did from Clayton Richard in the bullpen last night, not only one, but hey, how about multiple homers this afternoon, and everybody goes home happy and buck the Sunday trend and win the series. Not a good record for these Padres when you talk about Sundays and also getaway days.
How do you explain that?
It's unexplainable. 4 and 16. You can't. It's just, you know what? It's one of those conundrums to where you ask somebody. It's just one of those freak of nature type things, I think. Because don't you think if there was a way to fix it, it would be fixed?
Absolutely. It's just one of those.
A game's a game, whether it's day, night, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday. You know, it doesn't matter.
This is flared out to left center field. Yelich running in, won't get it. On a hop, he keeps it in front of him though and holds Ryan Schimpf to a single out there. The ball was in the air a long time, but Yelich could not get there and catch it on the fly. Padres have their first base runner of the night.
You know, a lot of the hits that Ryan Schimpf gets are to center field and to the pull side, and this one here, I'm surprised Yelich, you know, off the bat didn't get the greatest jump. That ball really did hang up there a long time. And Ryan is aboard.
So first base runner for the Padres after 4 ground ball outs. Start the game by Nicolino, and now Derek Norris. 12 homers, 35 runs batted in for Norris, starting back-to-back games after we saw Christian Bethancourt in 4 out of 5 games. And Norris catching the day game after the night game, and taking strike one. There is Bethancourt on the bench to begin today's game. Thought we may see him in right field, but instead it is Alexei Ramirez in today's game. You know, Andy Green does not like having both catchers in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
It's the risk you take. He's had to do it a few times.
Yep. I think today's one of those games, Don, to where it falls under the category of comfortable at-bats. Would you say so?
Because he's not a hard thrower?
Yeah, he's 89, 90, moves it around a little bit, got a little bit of movement here and there. He's not one of those guys that, you know, when he buzzes the tower or has that velocity and no command to where you're kind of shaking in your boots a little bit. It's pretty much around the zone and is a comfortable hitting speed.
Doesn't walk a lot of guys. He pitches to contact. How about that one? I always like that one.
I really dislike that term.
I know you do. Because you never want to pitch to contact.
Because you know why? Here's why I dislike it. It's because to me, that's a visual of the pitcher aiming the ball in the zone, enabling the hitter to make contact, wanting him to make contact. To me, I think a better phrase would be a pitcher who is aggressive in the zone. Therefore, if you're around the zone, guys are going to have to offer it or else they're going to fall behind. Does that make more sense?
It does. But some guys do pitch to contact.
Because they don't have overpowering stuff.
Right. And Nicolino would probably fall under that category.
They've got the educated cheese, as Dennis Eckersley would say.
This is popped up, foul ground, and it'll make its way back into the seats. Norris battling here with a count of 2-2.
There's that high school cheese that guys throw 98, but it's really not that smart yet, right? Because they don't know what to do with it. They just rear back and throw. Whereas the educated cheese is.
Well, that's your veteran. You're a Jamie Moyer.
Who knows how to pitch and spot it.
You got a lot of years under your belt. The guy out of high school generally has easy cheese.
Yeah.
This is popped up. Right side down from first is Xavier Scruggs, and he'll put it away. 2 down. Schimpf at first base with 2 away. And Adam Rosales making his way up here. Crowds have not been good in this 3-game series here in Miami. Fortunately for the Marlins in the mix, trying to get to the postseason. And the fans have not come out of this weekend series for the most part. There's Adam Rosales at .214, 8 homers, 24 runs batted in, and getting the start at third base for the Padres today.
Adam's got his game face on. Did you see that?
Locked in.
He had the crazy eyes working. Look at him. Don't mess with him.
He's locked in. And a foul tip into the mid of Real Muto. As Rosales down 0-2.
Giancarlo Stanton can only sit and watch.
Another injury, this time a groin pull. Shelved since August the 14th. Rosales fouls it straight back. He was on it 92 miles an hour there from Nicolino.
Kind of pumping it up a little bit in 92.
Dickerson grounded out. Schimpf with a base hit to left. Norris fouled out. Now Adam Rosales down on the count 0-2. Schimpf at first base. That's down and in. Game number 130 of the year for the Padres. 32 left to play after this ball game today. The Padres will head to Atlanta to get ready for the 3-game series with the Braves. Off day tomorrow, then 3 with the Braves, then on to Los Angeles for 3 against the Dodgers over next weekend. 3-city tour as Rosales will take it outside.
Can you believe after this road trip, we're into September, yo?
Yep.
And then 2 more road trips. That's it.
32 games left after today.
That's a spring training. Try to finish a handful above 500 for the rest of the games.
This one fouled back to the screen. Still 2-2.
Hey, anything's possible. Challenged? Yes. But aren't we all challenged each and every day?
Yes, definitely.
I mean, just getting out of the sack for me is a challenge.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Rosales. And it goes the other way. Ichiro moving back to handle it on the back pedal to the warning track. Inning and a half done without a score from Miami. On.
Luis Perdomo and the fastball in. Okay. I defy any hitter to try to, even when this 2-seam fastball is coming in on the hands, to try to square that up and then try to keep it fair. If he throws that 2-seamer in quite a bit, he's going to get a lot of ground balls, even when he misses with location, because sometimes the catcher will want it down and away. He misses in, he gets in the kitchen, in La Cocina.
It's on to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Luis Perdomo. The first 7 of his major league career, 2-3. Last 7, 3-3. Better ERA and fresh off his best outing of the year. And the guy who is developing at the major league level. Never pitched above A ball prior to this year. And this is the Rule 5 draft. Had to stay on the roster and did. And why not?
Sure.
He's developed very well.
There is a comfort factor when a kid like Perdomo is given the ball once every 5 days.
Sardinez nicely to his left for out number 1 of the 2nd inning. So 1 out here in the 2nd, and JT Realmuto coming up. Realmuto coming off the bench in last night's game, started the first game of the series. Good year, 304, 6 homers, 34 RBIs, and participating in his 109th game of the year. He averaged 3rd best among catchers across Major League Baseball. Bats with 1 out of the inning and takes strike 1 right at the bottom of the zone. The Fish going with the orange jerseys today.
I don't know if I'm a fan or not. What do you think?
I like the colors of the Miami part, the M part. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not sure about the rest. I don't think it's Diamondbacks bad.
Oh, that's. Oh.
The charcoal road.
Oh. They should have like a Kingsford patch on their sleeve.
Realmuto will be followed by Ichiro. You saw him waiting on deck and
see, there's that two-seamer.
Fouled off himself all the way back out again.
We were talking about the tools of the trade. The two-seam fastball in. And here it is. He wants it down and away, but even though he misses in, look at hitter still offer. Oh, and that's on the inside part of the ankle. You know what that's like? You go out to your dad's toolbox in the garage, grab a hammer, and then just smoke yourself right on the inside part of the ankle. That's what it feels like.
Probably shouldn't try that at home, but it's what it feels like.
But that's what it's like.
Yeah. Fouled off. I see some kid somewhere right now going into his garage, getting a hammer
I
and
don't
slamming
condone
it
it.
off his.
You know, like on the commercials when there's a stunt driver, it says
Fox Sports San Diego told me to do it.
It says, "Do not attempt this at
Yeah.
right." Professional driver. Yeah, I do not encourage you doing that.
I wanted to see what a foul ball felt like. 2-2 is to left center, and that's in for a hit. Jankowski racing over, thinking two is Realmuto. He will get there standing. A double. Second Marlins hit of the day. One out double here in the second inning.
Well, when it's all said and done for Realmuto, this guy's going to have over 30 doubles. That's number 26. Real short and quick to the baseball. And sometimes when the two-seamer flattens out, good level swing by JT Realmuto. Did some damage with that pitch. It's up, short and quick to that baseball. Good looking swing.
So one down, Realmuto at second base, and here is Ichiro. Close to the plate on the left side. A low strike call. Ichiro came off the bench in games 1 and 2, but gets a start in right field today. After Jeff Francoeur started the first 2 games in right field. Francoeur on the bench to begin this game for Don Mattingly today.
Boy, his feet are always moving, aren't they?
They are. But his weight and his hands always level. There's the illusion of kind of running out of the box for a lot of his career while swinging at the same time. And his plate coverage is unbelievable. Grounder right side. Schimpf only play at first, and that's out number 2. But with the ground ball to the right side, Realmuto on to third base with 2 outs in the inning.
Hey, you know what? For Ichiro, he can still get down the line. 42-year-old gentleman right there. It's truly amazing.
2 down, base runner at third. Xavier Scruggs coming up. 238 with a home run, 2 runs batted in his 8 games with the Marlins. Starting 2 of the 3 games of the series, coming off the bench last night, and a liner into left center field. A gapper. From third comes Realmuto. This one all the way back to the wall. And Scruggs has got himself an RBI double, and the Marlins lead it 1-0. Sharply hit right up the alley in left center field for Scruggs.
First pitch, middle in, and Scruggs is letting the big dog eat. Just out of the reach of Sardinius, and that ball hit so sharply that, oh, just before it got to the wall, Travis Jankowski got to it.
So 2 down, Scruggs at second base, a run in for Miami. And Miguel Rojas. 259 with a home run, 13 runs batted in. This is game number 100 of the year for Rojas. And his first start of the series. Strike called. Fastball at 93 that time for Perdomo. .38th start this year for Rojas. And safely in 12 of his last 15 starts. And chases the breaking ball down and away.
You know, another thing that is hard to describe, Rojas doesn't hit well during the day. Only a 185 average. As we take a look at the pitch range, speed range of Luis Perdomo. Well, he's got him in the hole right here. Get out of this inning with just one run, he's looking pretty good.
Runner at second base, different set of signs here. Laid down by Derek Norris, and Perdomo going back and forth with Norris here and how to deal with Rojas. He's ahead of him 1-2, and now they're going to talk it over as Norris heads out there. Perdomo is shaking him off quite a bit.
Yeah, well, looking at Rojas the last couple days and the at-bats, he seems to be a guy that has a slider speed bat. Doesn't mean you can't throw him a slider, just got to get it out there. If he makes contact, make sure it's off the end of the bat. And to counter that as well, once again, the 2-seam fastball in. Derek Balsley watching closely. Says against a fastball hitting team like the Marlins, it's a good test for Perdomo because he's got that power 2 sinker.
Bouncing in, Norris blocks it, taking third will be Scruggs. Norris could not locate it right away, didn't know where it was, ended up to the third base side. And by the time he grabs it, Scruggs with no problem getting to third base on a wild pitch.
Looked like a changeup out of the hand of Perdomo. Way out in front of home plate.
That actually got the home plate umpire, Mark Carlson. Fortunate really for Norris. That would have gotten all the way to the backstop if it did not. So Scruggs to third on the wild pitch. Strike 3 call. Rojas frozen on that pitch. First strikeout for Perdomo. First run of the game is the Marlins.
Getting rid of my beard was probably one of the saddest days of my life. But you know, it'll come back. But you know, I buried it in the sand in San Diego before I left.
Who is that? Did anybody recognize him? Because I certainly didn't. Andrew Kashner sans the beard. He said it was very painful for him. I had a chance to talk to him, I remember way back in spring training, and he said of his beard and his mullet, he said, you know, you can't grow a beard or a mullet in a day, and you also can't win a championship in a day. So this was all part of his process. Obviously very tough for him to say goodbye to it. So my question for you guys is, if you plant clippings of your beard, like he said, in the sand, does a beard tree grow?
That's a good question. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But his beard was impressive. I thought it was one of the best I've ever seen. I mean, it was
You know,
amazing.
when some guys' beards get really full, it gets scraggly and doesn't have a good look.
Yeah.
Andrews, when he kept it well groomed and full, I mean, it was a nice looking beard.
Thick. Yeah, the first day I saw him, I didn't recognize him at all. Walked by him.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like the same guy.
Looked like back in his TCU days, the Horned Frogs.
So anyway, you and I are not alone anymore. This is line to left, and that's in for a base hit. Start to the inning. As Luis Sardinez with a single to get it started.
Smelling a little fishy in our booth.
It is smelling a little fishy right now. How about this?
Billy, hey, wow, dude, you're going to put an eye out, man.
Marlon is glad to join us here. You know what? A better look at this jersey. I actually like this jersey.
Really?
I do. Now I'm seeing it up close.
What's in your diet, bro?
Whoa,
boiling. What's with the boiler?
He's boiling. Looks a little bit like you.
Oh,
look at that.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Very good.
Hey, how are things? You been out to the Clevelander lately?
A little drop bunt here that is foul off the bat of Perdomo.
Do you ever go out to the Clevelander? Yeah?
Yeah.
Any other fish hang out there? We got the ones behind the home plate, the aquarium. Do they have an aquarium out there?
Have you been in the aquarium? No.
There it is.
There it is.
Hey, do us a favor. Go down there and find Nemo for us. And when you find him, don't come back. All right? God, he's going to put an eye out with that
Very
thing.
Very dangerous.
See you, Billy.
Bye, Billy.
Tell your story walking. Or should I say swimming?
Doesn't say a lot.
I like Billy.
Very dangerous, though.
No, it's...
5 for 26 at the plate is Perdomo.
Got to get this bunt down.
He does.
Nice.
It's a good one. Nicolino's throw is nicely picked that time. D. Gordon coming over from second base, doing a great job there. Sacrifice is complete. Sardinez takes second base. That'll go 1-4 on the sacrifice.
You know what I don't understand, and this is a clinic of a bunt, but watch where Perdomo runs. He's inside the chalk line.
Not supposed to be.
We all learned in school the shortest distance between 2 points is what?
A to B.
A straight line.
Oh.
But more and more guys run in off the line, and you know what? People might say, oh, well, that's not that big of a difference. Oh, really? Well, in a bang-bang play, I'll tell you what, between out and safe, there's a difference. So why not run out straight on the chalk line? You don't see sprinters going outside their lane. Just a thought. Nice talking to you.
1 out. Sardinez at second base. And Jankowski grounded out to third base first time up. Total of 4 ground ball outs. Now 5 ground ball outs in this game for Nicolino.
Mentioned it yesterday that Travis Jankowski, he had that streak, which was a great streak, but when he puts the ball in play, a batted ball in play, before yesterday's game, 364 average. And with the way he sprays the ball around in at third and in left field, Yelich playing on the shallow side, hugging the line a little bit.
Two and two.
He had a hanger there to turn on. That's one of the pitches where there's an exception to where you can have that free swing and really try to yank it. The soft stuff middle in.
On the ground left side, and to the backhand is Rojas. The throw, not in time, too much speed. Jankowski able to beat it out. Nice pick though by Rojas. Ball sharply hit, and Rojas couldn't get it there in time. It's an infield hit for Jankowski. Starts a new streak.
This is what makes baseball so entertaining. Right out of the get-go, Rojas has to go to his right. Now he's got to pick the backhand, but yet on the other end, Jankowski running like a deer and just beating it out. That is one heck of a play by Rojas. No hesitation at all. Getting back up, and maybe the hop got him, but hey, you know what? That's not a bad play from the shortstop going to the hole like that, playing that hop.
Yeah, Jankowski could smell a hit that time. Out of the box, threw it into another gear. Here's the Padres right fielder. That sounds very strange, but it is Alexei Ramirez. In the start in right, and so far has not had any action out there in right field yet. To center, Ozuna coming in to make the running catch. A good break, hung up long enough for him to come in and make the basket style grab for the second out of the inning.
Hey, nobody sees sports quite the way Colin Cowherd and Jason Whitlock do. The brains to know and the guts to say. Catch Colin and Jason for FS1's new daily sports talk show. Speak for yourself. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Pacific. So Wednesday would be a weekday. So they're on Wednesdays as well. Weekdays, Monday through Friday.
Two on, two down. Run in for the Marlins last inning. They lead it 1-0. It was Yangervis Solarte. Second look at Justin Nicolino. Solarte grounded out the shortstop Miguel Rojas in the first inning. In the air to right field. Ichiro will come on in and put it away to end the top of the third. We played 2.5. Miami on top 1-0.
Hurricanes here. Look at the winds.
Whoa. Some pretty good winds yesterday,
Wow.
but no rain or anything, which is a good thing. 1-0. Marlins have the lead. We mentioned Alexei Ramirez getting the start in right field. Well, he's one of 12 guys who've spent time in right field for the Padres this year. That is unbelievable.
Wow.
That is a list
That is incredible.
of right fielders for the Padres. Now, some have only played one game. That now includes Alexei Ramirez. He's part of that club. Matt Kemp, of course, spending the first 97 games out there. Pitch in there for a strike. Nicolino leading it off here for the Marlins. He's got a 1-0 advantage. And a liner to center field for Nicolino. So the Marlins pitcher has a base hit to begin things here in the bottom of the third inning.
That ball kind of flattened out a little bit out of the hand of Perdomo as we take a look. Yeah, pretty straight down the middle. See the reaction from Luis. Now, one of the things about becoming a starter, you give up hits like that, you got to erase that from your hard drive and get the next guy.
Here's Dee Gordon, single to center in the first inning. And fouls that back to the screen. Dee Gordon's dad, of course, Tom Gordon, longtime major league pitcher. Former closer. A great curveball.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what's funny? You mentioned when I think of Tom Flash Gordon.
Yep.
Remember the shoulders he had? Remember his shoulder?
Yeah.
How about Perdomo's shoulders? Same type of shoulders.
Yep.
I mean, Flash wasn't as tall.
No.
But he had those shoulders that were, I mean, they're big, broad shoulders. Perdomo, big, broad shoulders.
Yep.
He had one heck of a career.
Well, Dee Gordon, not a pitcher. Good player. And a player that they were really counting on this year for the Marlins. And how different their record may be had he not been on the suspended list. Of course, last year, National League batting champion. Won a Gold Glove, Silver Slugger Award winner, stolen base leader. He did it all. An all-star. He's the hits leader in all Major League Baseball. It's 2-1. Jumps back out of the way. Now you got to wonder, I think looking back to last year, how much the PED situation may have helped him with all of that.
I mean, that raises the question, doesn't it?
Nicolino with the lead at first, and the pitch in there for a strike. Well, before we were flossing, now we're shaving. You know, I got to ask you something about your shaving. Why is it that you shave sideways instead of up and down?
I go against the grain.
I think it's not good. You're not supposed to do that, I don't think. I think that's ill-advised.
Maybe to you.
Okay.
But not this guy.
Shaving.
I go against the grain.
Shaving during the game. On the ground to second base. Shift to second for one. On to first for two. Nicely done. 4-6 to 3. Second twin killing turned by the Padres today. Here's the Arco top tier player profile. We're talking Martin Prado. How good has he been, especially against the Padres?
Tough out using the whole field as well. And I mentioned it yesterday. The guy's a pest. Good command of the strike zone. Short and quick to the baseball. Yeah, he'll come out of his shoes once in a while.
So 2 down, and it brings up Martin Prado.
Couple of double plays. And to double up Dee Gordon, that ball's got to be hit sharply like it was.
Prado grounded into a double play himself in the first inning. His was a 6-4-3. Tough guy to strike out. That's every 9.9 at bats. Joe Panik leads in that category of the Giants.
Yeah, how about speaking of Daniel Murphy, tough to strike out, right? How about DJ LeMahieu taking over the batting lead in the National League?
Yeah,
prior to
347 his average. And has just pushed ahead of Daniel Murphy, who's virtually there all year. Prado third at 323. Start the day, and again he grounded into a double play. Now he chops one to third. Good pick on the backhand by Rosales, and the throw in plenty of time. The Marlins are gone in the third, headed to the fourth. 1-0 Miami. Donaldson, who is a terrific player, is a guy who's not even using his own bats these days. He's using Nolan Arenado's bats. Of course, his teammate plays to his left at shortstop, Troy Tulowitzki, who played with Nolan Arenado, had a shipment of his bats, and you know what? Josh Donaldson likes him, and they're working well for him right now.
Yeah, the former MVP. That's what's great about baseball. Once again, using another player's piece of equipment, right? Now, can you see an NFL guy say, hey, let me wear your helmet?
Yeah. No.
It's not going to happen.
Work.
I mean, guys use other players' gloves, bats. You know, we documented the other day, Will Myers all year long has been using Brett Wallace's glove, and I did a little homework yesterday, and I asked both of them. Will said he had a glove, similar model, but somebody stole it during the All-Star game.
During the All-Star game?
Wow. Home run derby. I checked that. Home run derby. Was in the dugout. Gone.
Wow. That's kind of a big deal, I would think.
Yeah.
Glove very important too. Certainly in his first year, every day at first base.
There's Tree Boy on the right, working hard in the clubhouse for Spencer Dolan.
2-1 is driven to right field, and this is going to be a one-hopper to the wall. Dickerson scampers for second base. Ichiro's throw not nearly in time, and a double in right field. So Dickerson stands at second base to begin the fourth inning.
This ball's hit so hard. Oh, he's getting extended. Kid's got a short, quick swing to the baseball. Head is down on that. Let it fly. Ball jumps off his bat. Uses the whole field. Nicely done.
So a double to begin things here in the fourth inning, and Ryan Schimpf trying to tie this thing up. Marlins have a 1-0 advantage. Grounds it down the first baseline. It's a foul ball. Straddled the line the entire way down, but just did kick to the right, and Alan Porter, first base umpire, there to make the call.
Do you know, we just showed that shot of Alex Dickerson. You know, a lot of people, since we've been in Little League, watch the ball hit the bat, right? Humanly impossible. The human eye cannot track the baseball making contact on the bat. When you look at photos of hitters when the ball's on contact with the bat.
Fly ball hit well to center field. Back goes Ozuna onto the track. It's off the bottom of the wall. Dickerson had to wait. He's now coming around to score. Meanwhile, Schimpf is thinking three, and he'll get there standing as the Padres tie the score 1-1. Ryan Schimpf with a triple.
Wow. Ball's jumping off the bat. Boy, Ryan Schimpf hitting home runs to right field, hitting triples to left field, and here at Marlins Park, this is the place. This is triples paradise. He puts his head down. You know, I'm not really sure if he thought that ball was going to be caught with Ozuna in center field. Okay, the head is down. Now he starts to run, and as soon as that ball hits, he's thinking three. A lot of territory out there. Picks up Glenn Hoffman, but that's a stand-up triple for Ryan Schimpf.
A double and a triple to open up this fourth inning. A tie game. Now the Padres looking for the lead. Derek Norris, the batter. Oh, look at strike one. Norris fouled out to the first baseman. Xavier Scruggs in the second inning. Here he is now in the fourth with a chance to give the Padres the lead. In the air, shallow right. Out goes Scruggs and Gordon, and it's Gordon who makes the catch and spins quickly and fires homeward. A block there by Realmuto. That almost got away. So Norris, unable to move the runner along, is out number one of the fourth inning. And that'll bring up Adam Rosales. So we got this right. Hitters cannot see the contact of the ball on the bat, is what you're saying.
Right. It's humanly impossible for the human eye to track a baseball going 90, 88, 96, 90. You look at freeze frames of balls on the bat, the eyes are like maybe 2 to 3 feet behind the ball tracking the baseball. Tennis players, same way.
Popped up off at third, but that will be a foul ball, though the pitcher, Nicolino, was not entirely sure. Nobody else was heading over there, so he did. Ran right off the mound.
That's great hustle by the pitcher.
He might have had a shot at it. Why not? Get it out any way you can. Took a look. Real Muto wasn't going over. Prado wasn't going over, so he raced over.
He's got to be a little gassed, don't you think?
Yeah, that was a pretty good sprint. Infield in all the way around here for the Marlins.
Playing a game of pepper right here for Adam Rosales. Fly ball will do just fine.
Second career start for Nicolino against the Padres. Well, they came earlier this year, June the 15th in San Diego. He did take the loss. Went 5 runs on 10 hits. Gave up a home run. Went 4 2/3. On the ground, sharply to short. Rojas coming home, and they've got Schimpf hung up. He'll try to stay on the rundown long as he can. Nobody's covering first base, so Rosales will be able to get back as they get Schimpf. Caught in the pickle on a sharply hit ball to Rojas. Schimpf was breaking towards the plate, and he is out number 2.
On contact, watch the runner, watch the ball struck, bang, go. Forcing the Marlins to make that throw, and then now it's the job of Ryan Schimpf to try to get Adam Rosales to second base. Long enough in that pickle, that was not the case.
So Rosales reaching on the fielder's choice with now 2 down in the inning. And Luis Sardinez coming up. He singled his first time up. He's had a good series, 4 for 7 in the series for Sardinez. Get you a game break coming up here momentarily. Marlins had the 1-0 lead coming into this inning, but a double and a triple later, Padres have tied it up. A double by Dickerson to begin the inning, the triple by Ryan Schimpf to drive him in and to tie the game. Go to first, and back to the bag is Rosales. It's the 3rd stint in the big leagues this year for Justin Nicolino. And getting the start today with Andrew Kashner on the shelf with a blister problem. So a spot start here for Nicolino. 0-1. And it's 0-2. Talk about trouble during the day. Nicolino has had trouble during the day for whatever reason. 0-5 with a 7.53 and 7 career day starts.
You know, I can't tell you this. There are guys that loathe pitching during the day. I'm not saying that's the case for Nicolino.
Rosales goes. The pitch is high. The throw is close, but not in time. Stolen base for Adam Rosales. See here if the Marlins are going to challenge this or not.
High fastball, a good pitch for Real Muto to handle. Looks like Adam stays on the bag. Kind of tough to tell there.
No challenge from the Marlins. Count of 1-2 to Sardinez.
So with Schimpf getting in that rundown for that second out, runner in scoring position now for a base hit here, possibly score.
Liner to right center field, and there's your base hit, and coming around to score is Rosales, and the Padres are going to take a 2-1 lead. To second base goes Sardinez. It's a double and an RBI, and it's 2-1 San Diego.
Can you say clutch?
Huge right there, especially with 2 outs in the inning.
Sardinas going the opposite way. Nice, easy swing, not trying to do too much. You know, some guys with a runner in scoring position, they can come out of their shoes and that pitch is up. He gets on top of it. Liner the opposite way, and with the speed of Adam Rosales, he can waltz home. Do the cha-cha, the pachanga.
So 2-1 the score now. 2 runs in the inning. Sardinas at second, and Perdomo will take ball 1. And by the way, Donnie has Luis Sardinas today. Pick the stick.
Don Coolio?
Yes, sir.
Guess who I have?
I'm smelling a victory.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Guess who I have?
Who you got?
Brian Schimpf.
1-0 to right field. Struck pretty well, but Ichiro back there, and he'll make the catch that ends the inning. 2 runs for the Padres in the top of the 4th. San Diego pulls ahead 2-1. All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much. Padres enjoy a 2-1 lead now as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. And Christian Yelich leading it off and taking strike 1. Newfound lead for Luis Perdomo. He's pitched very well on ground ball outs, and 2 double plays turned behind him so far in this game.
Well, the Nationals looking pretty good right now going into today's game with an 8-game lead in the NL East, hoping that Joe Ross could possibly come back, starting a rehab assignment. Been on the shelf with some inflammation in his pitching shoulder. Build up some arm strength. Got to have that pitching.
Outfield set up straight away here. Perdomo. This one in the air, down the left field line. Dickerson towards the line. Foul ground will make the running catch. Nicely done. Nice grab there. Foul ground for the first out of the inning, and it's time now for the Cholula flamethrower.
Luis Perdomo on the hill, 95, and that's picante. Hot sauce.
One down here in the 4th inning brings up Marcell Ozuna. line to left. Dickerson over and makes the catch. Sinking line drive. He had to move quickly. That was hit so sharply by Ozuna, but that's out number 2.
Couple of things. That's a big league hang with him. Ozuna scorched that ball. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
So 2 down here in the 4th inning. That'll bring up JT Realmuto, who has doubled, scored the Marlins' only run. His hit, one of 4 put together by Miami. Padres are out hitting the Marlins 6-4. Marlins, of course, not scoring in last night's game. They've got a run so far here today. And how good has the starting pitching been for the Padres in this series? Jared Cozart in game 1, Clayton Richard last night, and Luis Perdomo so far here today. Andy Green's going to like what he sees. Softly hit towards third. Rosales going to hurry up, throws on the run and in time. Nicely done. A 1-2-3 4th inning for Luis Perdomo. A 2-1 Padres lead. A moment in American history takes place in Brooklyn as Branch Rickey meets with Jackie Robinson to share his plans to integrate to the major leagues. What an incredible day that was. And his number retired across all of Major League Baseball.
If I could jump in the time machine,
yep,
that is one man I would have loved to go see play.
Absolutely. See a lot of the footage over the years.
My top 5. Jackie, obviously Babe Ruth, and go and have after a game have a social sparkler with him. But I have to also go on a road trip on the train with the Babe.
So you want not only a social sparkler after the game, but you want to travel with the Babe as well.
Oh,
you want to
yeah.
be on the train.
How much fun would that be?
I think you guys would get along. I really do. I think you would really get along. You do a lot of the same things, enjoy a lot of the same stuff.
I'd want to see Bob Gibson at the height of his career.
Yep.
I want one of those games back in '68 when he had a 1.12
yep.
ERA.
Jankowski ahead 2-0, and there's a strike for strike 1. 2-1.
And I would have loved to go back in time and sit on the bench with Jerry Coleman as a player.
Line to right. Jankowski's going to be aboard again. Second hit of the game, second single. I'm sure you spent a lot of time with him up here over the years at the broadcast level.
Yeah. Talk about the hits. And he pulled this one. Hey, the other pull ball to the right side or this year was the home run from Travis Jankowski.
So Jankowski at first, Alexei Ramirez 0 for 2 in the ball game. It's grounded to short, flat out to center. Alexei has still not had any action out there in right field yet. Kind of unusual. Usually when a guy is playing position for the first time, the ball seems to find him right away. Ramirez so far has not had to make a play out there in right.
And I think my final guy would be Willie Mays.
That's a pretty good list.
To go back and see him at the height of his career.
We have a picture of Willie Mays here leading to the visitors' dugout in Miami.
Yeah.
Right behind the Padres dugout here and the walkway in between.
Don't mean to put you on the spot there, Don Cooley, but who would be your top 5?
Top 5. Babe Ruth would be there for sure. I would like to have seen more of Ted Williams. All I've seen is footage of Ted Williams. Love to have seen him hit. I would like to have known Tony Gwynn. Almost had the chance to work with Tony Gwynn in a postseason series,
right,
but they shuffled the assignments right before it, so I almost had the chance to meet Tony. But hearing so much from you guys, he's a guy I really would like to have got to know.
Oh, you would have loved him. What's not to love? Everybody just made you feel accepted, made you feel warm. And
Alexei Ramirez drives this out towards left center field. Ozuna will cut over to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Jankowski back to the bag at first. Jackie Robinson would be on my list too. I would love to have seen him and called his games as well. Trying to think who else will be on that list.
Lou Gehrig would be a guy that I'd like to meet.
That's a good one.
The contrast between Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, because Lou Gehrig was like on the straight and narrow, wasn't he?
Yep.
He was one of those guys that
I would put Mickey Mantle on that list.
Wow.
Having a chance to see Mickey Mantle play.
I remember the Colonel telling stories about rooming with Mickey's suitcase.
Mickey wasn't around much. Huh?
No, he wasn't around much.
Other stuff to do. Places to go. I love that movie 61, the Roger Maris movie, and of course Billy Crystal.
Yep.
Created that. It was outstanding. Talked to Tom Candiotti about that when he was in his last series with the Diamondbacks. Of course, was in that movie.
He was
Hoyt Wilhelm.
Yeah, the knuckleballer.
He was talking about how Billy Crystal asked him not to, because the guy, whoever played Roger Maris, couldn't hit him. He said, "Can you not knuckle it so much?" He's like, because he's having trouble hitting it. Couldn't make contact. Barry Pepper, is that his name? Does that sound right?
Yeah, the other one was Jane, something Jane.
They did a great job of casting those guys.
Yeah.
Both look like the guys.
They did.
Yeah.
They did a
Mickey
nice
Mantle,
job of
Roger
casting.
Maris.
You bet. Thomas Jane and Barry Pepper.
On the ground to third. Prado will go to second base for one. On to first. That's 2. Nicely done. Good play at second base by Deke Gordon. Halfway through, 2-1 Padres. Miami, one of the best in all the game, and they get the Padres well represented. As we take a look at a comparison of a couple of 3,000 hit guys in Tony Gwynn and Ichiro Suzuki. What a career. Keep in mind this, Ichiro did not start in the major leagues until he was 27 years old.
There's the one stat for me that really sticks out, the strikeouts.
Wow.
400. There was one season when Tony struck out 15 times.
That's incredible. That's unbelievable.
The whole season.
Here is Ichiro jumping back out of the way.
There are teams that strike out 15 times a game. Tony also told me once he used one bat one whole season.
That is incredible.
9 grains of pain, he called it. It had 9 grains. You know how you can count the grains on the bats?
Yeah.
His had 9. Or was it 8? Whatever. 8 grains of pain. Whole season.
So you're telling me under your philosophy, Tony Gwynn could not see the ball hit the bat?
Yes.
Okay.
He had tremendous eyesight, don't get me wrong.
Yep.
But there's been pictures of Tony when, in fact, I'll look some up. There's been pictures of when the ball's on the bat and the eyes track the baseball like 2 or 3 feet behind the baseball. Somehow you're giving me that nod like
no, I believe you.
You don't believe me.
I believe you. I just think some guys' eyes are better than others.
Sure. Didn't say that.
As down to first base goes Ichiro. Leadoff walk, only walk given up by Perdomo so far. Trying to work around it here as Xavier Scruggs now coming up. Scruggs doubled to left center field, drove in a run in the 2nd inning, and now here he is, a lead runner on in the 5th. Solarte holding on. Ichiro at first base, still the good speed. Age not a factor when it comes to Ichiro. Not the same speed he once had, but still pretty good. He is a guy I'm glad that I got to see play.
Yes.
Because he was a lot of fun to watch over the years in Seattle. He's got up over 500 steals in his career. In his prime, he was amazing. Offensively, defensively, arm, the total package.
That's the one thing that some of those throws he made from right field.
Unbelievable.
To third base.
I can hear Jerry Niehaus.
Oh.
Also could climb the wall in Seattle pretty well. It's like Spider-Man.
I remember hearing Dave Niehaus, Ichiro, you are unbelievable.
Hall of Famer?
Oh, no question about it. Do you agree?
I was talking about Jerry Niehaus, but yes.
Oh.
Dave Niehaus.
Yes,
Hall
he
of
is.
Famer.
Yes.
So Ichiro at first base. We had nobody out here, and Scruggs already got himself an RBI double.
I think Ichiro's first ballot.
I do too. The middle and by the dive with Sardinha into center field. So Scruggs 2 for 2 in the game. It's first and second out. Nobody out here for the Marlins.
Follow Padres Baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up for the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet.
Conversation on the mound. Darren Balsley out there to talk to Luis Perdomo. Here has given up a walk and a single to open up this bottom of the 5th inning.
Well, it could be a scouting report from Darren Balsley, but also a little bit of a blow because the ground ball, he made his pitch just out of the reach of Sardinas.
Two on, nobody out. And Miguel Rojas this year with runners in scoring position. 278. Padres into the double play depth here. Nobody out. They've already turned 2 on the afternoon. To short. Sardinas will go to second for 1, on to first. It's close and in time. Nicely done. Sardinas started it. The quick turn by Schimpf, and the Padres turned their 3rd DP of the day.
You know, at first I thought Sardinas' momentum going towards the third base line was going to go for the force at third, but he plants on his heels, fires a seed to Schimpf, gets him by a half step. Is that not pretty?
Good stretch there by Solarte as well.
So much in the formula working for Sardinas. He's got to get to the baseball, catch the baseball, transfer the baseball, fire a strike. And then a nice job, Schimpf at second base on the turn. There you see the breakdown. 1 strikeout, 11 ground outs, 2 flyouts. Very nice for Luis Perdomo.
Ichiro at third base, 2 down, and Nicolino will take strike 1. Got a single to center field. Solid contact first time up, and his second look now, Luis Perdomo. Perdomo walking Ichiro, gave up the single to Scruggs, but the 6-4-3 double play. Now Ichiro at third with 2 down. Infield in, very shallow, not straight away, but they're in quite a bit here on the pitcher. Softly grounded down the first baseline. Perdomo will pick and tag, and that'll do it. So out of what was a promising inning for the Marlins, unscathed, 2-1 Padres. Brought to you by Sycuan Casino. Sign up for the new Padres Club Card today. By Sony High-Res Audio. Finally, hear everything. And by Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Go on to mercuryinsurance.com today. You know what, Mud?
What?
There are no fish in those waters.
No, none at all.
You know how I know that?
We tested it.
We tested it. There are no fish in Miami. In case you're planning on coming to fish in Miami, there are no fish.
So just don't even waste your time. Stay home. The roof is closed on this hot, humid day in Miami.
Now coming up here for the Padres, already on top 2-1. Dickerson, Schimpf, and Norris. There's some fish, but they're in a tank. They're not in the water out there.
You know, that's very relaxing when you sit and look at that just for a little bit.
Very relaxing.
You know? Look at how graceful. What kind of fish is that? A foxfish?
Alex Dickerson stands in. I think it was a camera fish.
You know, I was talking to Darren Balsley in between starts for Perdomo, and he actually said it's great to see him progress. But he said, quite honestly, I'd like to see him get in jams to see if he could get out of it. I mean, that was a prime example, that last inning.
It helps his development.
Oh, tremendously. It's kind of nice to have him go out there and retire maybe 8 in a row, and then you get in a situation where it's 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. See how the kid reacts. See if he can make some pitches.
He did a walk and a single to begin the 5th. Gets a double play and a little nubber that handles himself. This to left. Yelich started back, now in and over on a slant for out number 1. Having a good time?
I'm having a blast.
One out here in the 6th.
Seriously.
Our game presented in HD by Sony. One out in the 6th inning, and it brings up Ryan Schimpf.
We're at a big league ball game.
You've flossed, you've shaved, multitasking. Grounder foul towards the end of the Padres dugout.
So what's next?
I don't know. The flossing went on during the 2nd inning.
Well, sometimes you shave, right?
Shaving took place
you
during
like miss a spot, like around your mouth or something.
3rd and the 4th.
You've got to be prepared. You got to bring a little razor with you, a little travel razor, so you can
analyzing the game all at the same time. It's incredible. What else you got in that little bag over there besides floss?
Tricks.
And oh, Mudley.
Oh, Donald.
Calling a strike to Ryan Schimpf. Jammed him off the thumbs. He fouls it off.
See that?
Ooh, that looks good.
What do we got there?
I don't know. I think we need some though.
What's Pana? Is that a brand name or the food itself?
That'll miss. 2-2. A good day for Ryan Schimpf. Single in the 2nd, a triple, RBI triple in the 4th inning.
I understand those were empanadas from Pana, a place here at the ballpark.
I think we need some.
And tequeños. Looks good. See him trying to jam Schimpf. Look at that. He doesn't want to get him extended. He's hit the triple.
And he fouls it off himself, and that hurt. He's in some pain right now. Already wearing that guard on the shin of his right leg.
Oh. I know you've taken BP many times, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever foul one off?
On my feet, never off higher on my leg.
But you know what
my shoe tops.
Yeah, you know what it feels like.
Yeah, it hurts really bad. I would not be able to hit after that. That's it. I'm done. When that happens, I can't get back in the box.
Game over.
Yeah, that's it for today. That's a wrap. 2-2. And that hit him.
You know what? I'm thinking Real Muto might be disputing that. Did that ball hit the knob of the bat? No, it hit his forearm, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Back one.
Yeah.
And the Marlins may be disputing it. Mark Carlson looking into the dugout. See if they're going to challenge it. They are not. It is a challengeable play.
Yeah. Left forearm on the bottom.
So he's on for the third time today. Single, triple, hit by a pitch. And Derek Norris standing in 0 for 2 on the day. Thought we may see the roof open today.
Oh, too hot.
Too hot?
Yeah. Too hot for the hot tub. Make me sweat.
I've never done a game here with the roof open. A 1 pitch. He's outside. 1-1. Norris now, if the inning continues and stay out of a double play, it'd be Rosales next. There is the roof, and as you can see, no problem for the outfielders looking up.
Yeah.
At all. A dark roof. Not a problem finding the baseball, like a lot of the other domes in years past. Metrodome certainly was probably the toughest of them all. It had those circles up top that look like baseballs. That added to the fun. Look up and there's 50 baseballs in the air. Which one are you going to catch?
And if you had a rough night before, good luck.
That'll miss. Sam Norris is ahead. 3-1.
Boy, that pitch right there just changes the whole at bat. Pretty good pitch. He got squeezed rather than 2-2. Now 3-1 for Derek.
Fouls it off. Right down the middle as it turned out for him, but full count now to the Padres backstop with 1 out and Schimpf at first base. Colino takes a little stroll in behind the mound in the midst of a meeting with himself. Runner goes. Norris swings and lifts a fly ball. Shallow center. Yelich coming in. Rojas out. Rojas, the shortstop, takes care of out number 2. Schimpf had to get back to first base.
Oh, do you like Cuban sandwiches?
I love Cuban sandwiches.
They are so good.
And I have not had one while we're here. I think this needs to happen.
Look at this guy work.
That's a pro right there. That's the pork part right there. Well, he already had a little pork part too, but now he's got more.
And he got the cheese.
Cheese gotta be. Oh, no pickle.
Oh, flatten it out. Oh man.
Oh, so good. Where is that? Can we get there in 90 seconds in between innings? This will get away, and Schimpf will take second base. So Schimpf in a scoring position, hit by a pitch and then takes second on a wild pitch.
Yeah, this is huge because the Padres need to add on. We saw Sardinius earlier in the game in the 4th inning come up with a big league knock with 2 outs to drive in a run.
Rosales says fly to right, reached on a fielder's choice. Scored a run. Trying to add on to a Padres advantage here, on top by a run. Off balance cut there on the changeup. 2-1.
That's pitching backwards right there. Nicolino fastball count 2-0. He pulls the string with the changeup.
Inside, almost hit Rosales. To dance out of the way. Action in the pen. Whitgren is up. Worked in game 1, did not work in last night's game. But it has been a taxed bullpen for the Marlins, that's for sure. A lot of use lately for Don Mattingly. On the ground foul, full count now to Adam Rosales.
Well, there's the workload for the left-hander. Pretty decent.
Working the hardest right here in this inning. 23rd pitch of the inning coming up with 2 outs and Schimpf in scoring position at second base. Line into left field, a base hit. So going to send Schimpf. Hoffman will. Here's the throw from Yelich. It's a good one, but safe is Schimpf. And the Padres take a 3-1 lead. Now a 2-out RBI single for Adam Rosales. Takes second on the throw. And the Padres grab another run, lead it 3-1.
And now how big is that wild pitch? Boy, some clutch hitting in South Florida this afternoon. Everybody's pitching in. The bottom of the lineup. Sardinius earlier. Adam Rosales getting a breaking ball and smoking this ball. Ball hit hard. Yelich is going to charge. Glenn Hoffman is saying, I dare you to throw out Ryan Schimpf. On the first base side, Padres tack on another one.
Now first base open. They will put on Sardinius to deal with the pitcher Luis Perdomo. So Sardinius will reach for the 3rd time today. A single, a double, and now an intentional walk. For the record, since I'm new to this, do I get points for intentional walk for Sardinius on Pick the Stick?
Yes, you get a point for a walk.
Okay.
Absolutely. Just like I got a point for a hit batsman for Ryan Schimpf.
So down to first base goes Sardinius. I'm learning the point system
where,
of this.
Where are you?
Stick. Well, I'm not really sure what counts for what.
A base hit is 1.
So you get on at first, it's 1.
There's Will Myers. Got scratched from the lineup today with a stomach issue.
Stomach virus is what they called it.
Virus.
Yep. Scratched before the ball game. I'm told you have 7 points. I have 5. Swing and a miss for Perdomo. Swing and a miss. Perdomo down 0-2.
How do you have 5 points? I've only got 4. Two base hits, an RBI, and a walk.
I have a single, a double, and a walk.
Oh, a double.
Yeah. And an RBI in there. Did I get something for an RBI?
Yeah.
The 2 pitches high. You're getting crushed in the truck right now. I'm not impressed with your math skills. No, they're killing you.
No, I'll be honest with you. I had it marked down as a single in my book. I did not have double marked down.
1-2 pitch with runners at first and second. And a foul off Realmuto.
That's that inning that Billy Marlin was in here and he nearly poked my eye out.
Rosales at second, Sardinius at first, 2 down. Two and 2.
Even Nick Lino trying to tie up Perdomo on the inside part of the plate. As you look at the breakdown, 100 total for the left-hander.
towards short, and Rojas will go the underhanded way to second base in order to record the out on Sardinez. Padres get a run, take a 3-1 lead. How plays of the game. How about 3 double plays turned behind Luis Perdomo?
Well, when you got the two-seamer working, Donald, you just attack the strike zone down and you let your infielders work. Not being able to square up those. And one in the first inning, one in the third inning, and one in the fifth inning. Once again, Luis Perdomo proving that a stressful inning, he can make one pitch to get 2 outs. And he is really doing a nice job this afternoon, rolling 3 twin killings.
So are you, by the way. So we play along to the bottom of the 6th inning.
What am I doing?
You are on your game today.
Oh, you think?
Yes. Really good.
I don't know about that.
Top of the order coming up, D. Gordon. Martin Prado, Christian Yelich.
You can just see the way Luis Perdomo handles himself on the mound. He's feeling very confident.
.63 pitches deep into his outing. Very economical. As he starts the 6th inning, D. Gordon. 19,883. The announced attendance here, 19,883. Less than yesterday. .10. That is a strike, 1-1. Killing you that I won't fix that, isn't it?
Fix what?
Fewer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fewer here today than were here yesterday. 1-1.
Good pitch.
Prado, then Yelich here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Padres shutting out the Marlins last night, 1-0. Lead 3-1. With the Marlins batting here in the home half of the 6th inning. That's ball 4, and for the 2nd straight inning, Perdomo has walked the leadoff batter.
And I was just about to say, this could be the inning of the game right here. You got the top of the order. It's the 3rd time around for these Marlins facing Perdomo. He's got to be on his game.
Never a good thing to walk the leadoff hitter. And Perdomo worked his way around it in the 5th. Try to do it again here in the 6th, and you get the good hitters coming up here in the Marlins order. Starts with this guy, 3rd in the National League in average, Martin Prado. Started the game hitting at .323, and so far Perdomo has kept him in check. 0 for 2. There's strike 1. Solarte keeping that tag right on his leg.
Well, you always look through the lineup. Can a starter go 4 times? You know, the complete game's gone by the wayside. Pretty even, with the exception of the 3rd time. Hitting 330, so now he's really got to be on his game. Hit his spots, working down in the zone, go up by design.
That's a strike, and it's 0-2.
See, now numbers like that, I'm just saying at times can be misleading, because remember the discussion we were having the other day with Clayton Richard? Hit, double play out of the inning. You can give up 10 hits, but only give up 1 run, but the average is up, but still you're throwing that 1 pitch to get the twin killing.
This one almost got away. Solarte digging it out at first base.
I'm not saying that's the case for every time, because there are guys, their opponents are hitting 330 the 3rd time around. It's a shellacking.
Well, a lot of those hits were on the ground, as you pointed out. Padres a double play depth. They've turned 3. A ball foul, the end of the Marlins dugout.
Yeah, good luck trying to keep that ball fair if you offer at like Prado just did. Going to peek in at Derek Norris here and see what he's got going. Slider down and away. Get it out there.
Squibbed, spinning, foul.
I thought that ball had a chance to come back.
Thought it might have.
Hey, remember last night when Prado was on second base, he was favoring his shoulder?
Yes.
You see him right there, kind of
doing it again.
He was kind of favoring his shoulder, kind of testing his shoulder a little bit. As you take a look at this cue shot. Spinning, and foul ball.
In the air to left. Dickerson back a step or 2 as it's sized up and puts it away.
Hey, Padres fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with the all-new Fox Sports Go app. It's pretty cool. And the clarity is unbelievable. Download the app and take Fox Sports San Diego and Padres baseball wherever you go. Gotta have it.
So 1 out, runner at first, and it brings up Christian Yelich. Yelich is grounded out to second base, fouled out down the left field line. Ball caught by Alex Dickerson, who had to run a long way. On the ground, could be 2. Sardinez touches second, fires to first. 4th double play of the day, turned by the Padres.
How about?
Tremendous. And again, Perdomo works his way around a leadoff walk, and the Padres take a 3-1 lead to the 7th inning. Marlins. They added a run in the top of the 6th inning. Padres coming up here in the top of the 7th inning. Beautiful day outside here in Miami. A little bit on the warm side. Roof closed on the inside. Only visit of the year here for the Padres to Miami. Inside, roof closed. Pitching change for you is brought to you by El Cajon Ford as Nick Whitgren comes into the game now for the Marlins.
We saw him in game 1, the 4th inning. That's when Don Mattingly did that early double switch. Inning of the 3rd. A hit, a run, a strikeout. 41 games for the right-hander. He's a strike thrower. 46 stanzas, 9 free passes.
Nicolino departs this game on the hook for the Marlins. Top of the Padres order, Travis Jankowski leading it off. 3rd time in the game that he's led off an inning. He's got 2 hits. Infield hit to short, single to right. Padres with 8 hits off Nicolino in his 6th inning effort. Gave up 3 runs. Walked 1 that was intentionally and didn't strike anybody out. That's a foul tip, and it's 1-1. So Whitgren into the game. First arm out of the bullpen for Don Mattingly. Line to short, and Rojas ducks back to get it.
Hey, you like basketball?
I do.
Well, tomorrow find out what Doc Rivers and the Clip Show. Love the Clip Show. Doc Rivers and the Clippers have been up to the offseason and what's on the horizon for the 2016 season. Watch Clippers Live on the off-season report tomorrow at 10 on Fox Sports San Diego.
Let's say Ramirez 0 for 3 in the game. He's grounded to short, flat out to center twice. And still has not had to field the ball in right field in this game. They'll send one to center. Ozuna coming in for out number 2. So Alexi's been standing in right field for the entire game, and there has not been a fly ball or anything in his direction to right. Greater coverage of baseball is brought to you by T-Mobile. And of course, after this game, Padres will travel to Atlanta, off day tomorrow, and then 3 with the Braves. See old friend Matt Kemp, Freddie Freeman having a good month so far for the Braves, and former Padres farmhand Matt Whistler.
You know I'm looking forward to seeing most in that series?
What's that?
Dansby Swanson.
Yes, very impressive.
The rookie shortstop for the Bravos. First pick for the Diamondbacks, dealt to the Braves, called up.
Our last visit to Turner Field.
That's right.
Braves will be opening up their new ballpark next season. I like Turner Field. I really do.
I don't mind it. I judge a ballpark by the booths.
To right field. Ichiro going back. Still going. He'll get there. Still a good speed. Out towards the warning track. Padres down in order. 7th inning stretch. 3-1 Padres. summary as the Marlins would jump on top of this game in the second inning for the Marlins. As Scruggs would drive in Realmuto, and it was 1-0. Ryan Schimpf would answer for the Padres. His triple out to the wall in left center field scored Alex Dickerson. Padres were on the board. And Luis Sardinia is able to drive in Adam Rosales, put the Padres on top 2-1, scoring twice in the fourth inning. Then in the sixth inning, as Adam Rosales with a single, Schimpf will score. Rosales takes second on the throw, and the Padres add on to their lead on top 3-1, all for Luis Perdomo, who pitches his way here into the seventh inning for the Padres today. And he's been very good. Produced 4 double plays today. It ties the Padres record for double plays in a single game. Bobby Erlin did it in May of 2014 against the Rockies. 12th time that it has been done in Padres history.
Let me ask you something. If you're Luis Perdomo, are you sniffing the CG right about now?
Might be. 74 pitches as he works here in the seventh inning. Look at his line, and it has been very good. That only run coming back in the second inning. He's got to deal with 4, 5, and 6 in the order for Miami here in the inning. Ozuna, Realmuto, Ichiro.
The most he's thrown this year is 110. That was 2 starts ago at Tampa Bay. So you're talking 10 to 12 pitches the last 3 innings or fewer.
And this was a good start.
Yes, it is.
Sardinia is at shortstop. Bad throw, but Solarte does not get the tag on.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Now, what are you saying? He's safe. Where's he going?
You know what? You got to challenge that. No question.
I'm confused.
I think the umpire was screened by the tag. And if in fact it is a whiff, I think he got him on the. He never touched the bag. Ozuna never touched the bag.
Okay.
So he's eventually going to be out. Watch his foot. Never touches the bag. Solarte goes back and tags him. He's going to be out.
And how about Ozuna just figuring he was out, starting to walk back to the dugout?
So that tells me he felt the glove on the backside, right?
Yeah. So Ozuna was just headed back to the dugout, and he still is now, by the way. He's on his way back while they challenge this. That probably tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, I don't think Solarte tagged him, but I don't think he touched the bag.
Yeah, he whiffed on the tag. It was very, very close. Very close. It might even been one of those just kind of brushed, right? But nothing to really. But he never touched the bag. That's the thing.
All on the field was safe. And they're getting together here.
Oh, it's taken so long.
Not sure what Mark Carlson's contribution was there. The home plate umpire came over and said something to them. Here's what we think is a miss on the tag by Solarte, but did he touch the bag?
He never touches the bag. I don't see what's taking so long.
Yeah, he missed it. And then just starts walking away. And it's Solarte's tag, but then he just kept walking away to the dugout. That's after he's been called safe. He's headed back to the dugout.
Even he knows he didn't touch the bag.
Why this is taking so long, I don't know.
What is taking so long?
He's out now. So call overturned. Ozuna retired. And watch his left foot. Not even close.
Hey, credit Jan Hermes for going back to tag him.
So Alan Porter has that call reversed. First base umpire called him safe. One out here in the 7th inning, and JT Realmuto, the batter, 1 for 2. Double in the 2nd, grounded out to 3rd in the 4th. That review took 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
It should have took about 28 seconds.
On the ground, Sardinez dives. He can't get it. Into center, sharply hit. And Sardinez slow to get up, the shortstop for the Padres. He is not up yet. Good bid there on that. Sharply hit by Realmuto underneath him. Paul Navarro, the trainer, headed out there to check on him, and he's holding that wrist area right now. Ooh, rolled the wrist.
Yeah. Oh, wow. If he's hitting it like that, I think he's okay.
I don't think punching it is going to help. I'm going to punch it, make it feel better. Okay.
Now he's checking his reflexes, checking everything. I like that kid.
One out, one on. Ichiro Suzuki, the batter, he's grounded out, walked in the game. Back to Perdomo. He can turn it into 2. How about 5 double plays for the Padres today? And Perdomo on the snare that time, right back at him. Hot shot from Ichiro. Perdomo says no, and he tags the bag at first. What an end to the inning. Played 7, 3-1 Padres. Now for the Marlins, Kyle Bearclaw into the game, his 63rd appearance of the year.
Yeah, use it quite regularly out of that bullpen for Don Mattingly. We saw him yesterday in an inning, 1 strikeout. Well, the strikeouts are there, that's for sure. 96 and 59 in the 3rd innings pitched, and very nice splits. Both lefties and righties below 200 average.
Alex Dickerson leading it off here in the 8th. Doubled and scored in the 4th inning. 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Bearclaw leads National League relievers in strikeouts with 96. And a strike over the inside corner. He's 4th in the National League in holds. As mentioned, the opponent's hitting at just 176 against Bearclaw into this game. Trying to keep it a 2-run deficit right now for the Marlins. And that's over for strike 2.
That's a nice backdoor breaking ball right there.
Christian Friedrich available out of the pen. Haven't seen him in that capacity yet. We may. May have gone. Pitch in the dirt, he did. They checked with Brian Gorman. That's strike 3. That's the first strikeout for Marlins pitching today. And it's a guy that's got the most strikeouts in the National League. He adds to it. That's now 97 Ks for Bearclaw.
And the reason why, because he throws 96 to 99 and he works in that slider. That's about 83, but it's a big breaker, got good depth to it and perfectly placed. Also throws a changeup.
One out here in the 8th inning. Ryan Schimpf. And a single to left. And an RBI triple to left center and been hit by a pitch. The RBI his 38th homer in each of the first 2 games of this series, games 1 and games 2. Does not have a home run yet here today. Bearclaw took over for Nick Whitgren, who pitched the 7th inning. At a 1-2-3 7th. Rising fastball, and it's 1-2. Box score for the Padres. The guy at the plate right now, Schimpf. 2 for 2 on the day. Good day today for Sardinias as well. Also 2 for 2.
Ooh, it got squeezed.
Strike 3 call. Not that time. High strike call. Back-to-back Ks for Bearclaw. 2 outs here in the 8th.
Tuesday on Fox Sports San Diego, Mike Pomeranz goes one-on-one with Luis Perdomo on an all-new SD Live. Tuesday after Padres Live, right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
2 down here in the 8th inning brings up Derek Norris. It's fouled out, popped out, flied out. 0 for 3 in the ball game for the Padres catcher. More strikes from Bearclaw. Justin Nicolino started this game today for the Marlins. He's on the hook. He had 3 runs in 6 innings. 1 scoreless inning for Nick Whitgren. And Kyle Bearclaw struck out the first 2 Padres that he's faced here in the 8th. Ball 2, 2-1.
This guy's got a 14.56 strikeout per 9-inning rate. That's unbelievable. Fourth among Major League Baseball relievers.
Morris didn't like it. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Bearclaw strikes out the side in order. He's now got 99 Ks on the year. 3-1 Padres. Pinnacle on the Park. Make your new home here. Visit pinnacleonthepark.com for details. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealers. Beautiful Miami, Florida, home of the Marlins. Third and final game for this 3-game series between the Padres and the Marlins. And Luis Perdomo pitching into the 8th inning. Is key in the driver's seat. We'll look at the numbers today for Luis Perdomo. 78 pitches in the first 7 innings. Very good, and another very good outing for him. How about the ground ball outs?
15 of them.
15.
He's got the two-seamer working. A real worm killer this afternoon.
Second straight very good outing for Perdomo. We mentioned his best outing of the year, perhaps his last outing. And that was against the Arizona Diamondbacks. 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. It was unearned. Did not throw 100 pitches, threw 96 in 7 innings. And here he is now pitching into the 8th, giving up only 1 run.
Talk about being economical as he starts the 8th. 80 tosses for the young right-hander. He's thrown as many as 110, I mentioned earlier. This year, those 2 starts ago against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but you know how many complete games the Padres have this year?
0.
0. Opponents against the Padres have 6, but the Padres do not have 1. Hey, look out. Almost got him. 3-1.
Sometimes that front shoulder has a tendency to fly out a little bit. Don't get the release point out in front, and with the movement of that 2-seamer, look out.
Inside, ball 4. That's the 3rd time today. The leadoff hitter has walked against Perdomo. The last one for the Padres is going to go back to June 20th of last year at the Diamondbacks. Tyson Ross getting the job done.
Now, if Luis Perdomo does not make an adjustment here, those last 2 pitches up and in, Darren Balsley out to have a chat, as you might see some action out in that Padre bullpen. Kevin Quackenbush has been given the duty of getting hot.
Picked up his first save last night.
Yeah. Hey, you're throwing the ball well, kid. Keep it down in the zone. Remember, get out in front, extend on all your pitches, the fastball, the breaking ball. Work for a ground ball. You've rolled 4 of them today, one of them being a line drive and then taking it yourself as far as double plays are concerned. Any old way you can turn a double play is fine with me.
So lead runner on here now for the Marlins in the 8th inning. There's Miguel Rojas. 0 for 2. He has struck out looking, grounded into a double play. That's strike 1. Jeff Francoeur has come out on deck here for the Marlins. He would bat in the pitcher's spot. Kyle Bearclaw.
Greatest compliment you can pay to your pitching coach after a visit is throwing a strike. And Perdomo answers that call very nicely with the first pitch strike.
Grounded down the third baseline foul. 5 double plays for the Padres today defensively. How about another?
You calling it?
I'm calling it.
You know what? I feel you, because I'm thinking the same thing.
First 2 pitches have been down for Perdomo. And a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Take that. Rojas strikes out, and that's the second strikeout for Perdomo. Both the K's today have been against Rojas.
He will take that. Breaky ball placed perfectly out of the zone. And credit Derek Norris for keeping that ball in front of him and keep that runner Scruggs at first base to keep that double play in order.
Jeff Francoeur coming up here. Pinch hitting. Started the first 2 games of the series in right field. Now pinch hits here with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Francoeur does have home run power. 7 home runs on the year. All those home runs coming in a Atlanta Braves uniform. Strike 1 right down the middle. Oh, and 2.
You think he got cheated on that one?
Wow, it's a pretty healthy hack.
Oh.
The box score for the Marlins today. Realmuto leading the way. You've got to have a multi-hit day. Gordon. Scruggs actually also has 2 hits. Scruggs with a double and a second single in the 5th. Scruggs at first right now with 1 down in the 8th inning. And a cue shot off the end of the bat. It'll trickle foul. Just kept spinning away. Looked like it may stay fair initially. So Perdomo ran over, but it is a strike, and it's 0-2.
I tell you, that is a pretty pitch count by inning list right there. The most 18 in the 2nd inning. That's very impressive.
How about 4 in the 7th?
Oh,
that'll get it done.
That's what a double play will do for you.
On the ground to third base. Rosales will go to second for 1.
Whoa.
On to first. Double play. The 6th double play turned by the Padres defensively today. We have played 8 from Miami, and the Padres have a 3-1 lead. Today, oh, it's double play day. Star of the game, and look no further, it's Luis Perdomo.
Well, why it's Luis Perdomo, I have no idea. All the kid has done today is just pitched a gem up to this point. 8 innings. He's got the two-seamer working down in the zone, and the infielders know that if he's got that working, they're going to be busy. And that's quite all right with the middle infielders, with the third baseman as well, Adam Rosales. You got the seafood platter working up the middle today with Sardinius and Schimpf. And Luis Perdomo will take that one. The line drive off the bat of Ichiro. There's Adam to Schimpf to Solarte. 6 of them, folks. 6. A 6-pack.
Well, Perdomo threw 8 innings, and the Padres enjoy a 3-1 lead. 6 double plays turned today. A new franchise record for 9-inning game for the Padres.
That's beautiful.
Adam Rosales leading it off against the new Marlins pitcher, Dustin McGowan. Makes his second appearance of the series. And Rosales painfully fouls the first one off himself. '44th appearance for McGowan.
Boy, well, look at the differences. Lefties and righties. My goodness. To me, to me, that means the lefty's 275. That means he's middle of the plate away all the time. Very rarely comes in. Everything's away, away, away. Guys are just feeling comfortable.
Did he go? Yes, he did, says Alan Porter. Rosales today is flied out to right, reached on a fielder's choice, and single drove in a run, his 25th RBI of the year. In the dirt, 1-2. Check again, this time said he didn't go.
Can you smell that aroma?
No.
Of a complete game?
No.
Can you smell it?
Maybe. Kind of stuffed up. 1-2 is on the ground to short. Rojas takes care of out number 1. Rosales retired. I don't know what it is. I think it's the humidity in Miami, but I'm kind of stuffy, so I don't smell much.
Well, the Marlins bats definitely stuffed up today from the stuff of Luis Perdomo. Boy, he's been fun to watch.
Comes Luis Sardinius. Been on base 3 times today. Single in the 3rd, and RBI double in the 4th. Intentionally walked in the 6th inning. And there is Perdomo, whose spot would be up next in the on-deck circle. Sharply hit, nicely picked. Scruggs will tag the bag, 2 down.
Nothing you do there, Luis, to hang with him.
Here comes Perdomo, vying for the first Padres complete game of the year. And will hit for himself with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. What a great sign it is when you're coming to bat as a pitcher in the 9th inning. And fouls it straight back.
Whoa. How about that hack?
On the ground to short. Rojas slowly hit. Will throw it hard to first base and end the inning. Well, Perdomo may have hurt himself on that swing. Oh boy, 3-1 Padres. Matt Wisler to 4 on Fox Sports San Diego. First of 3 between the Padres and the Atlanta Braves. Last time Padres will ever be at Turner Field. Well, Luis Perdomo vying for the first complete game for the Padres. Looked like that hand bothered him on the ground out to shortstop.
Breaking ball off the end of the bat, and that'll rattle the hand, the right hand, as it comes off the bat. Bees are in season here. Got him stinging. Hopefully that doesn't affect him here in the 9th inning. You know, there's nothing better than winning a big league ball game, getting that W next to your name, but there's nothing even better than the CG, complete game win. And Luis Perdomo is looking at it 3 outs away.
About 17 ground ball outs against Miami. Dallas Keuchel with 18. And Perdomo, boy, he's had it working today. 6 double plays been turned in this game. One was of a line-out variety back at Perdomo. The other all on the ground. D. Gordon, leadoff hitter for the Marlins, does indeed lead off here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Padres trying to make it 2 in a row and win the series from the Marlins. 3 outs to get. They're in at the corners. Gish Gordon entertains any thoughts of bunting. He's taking strike 1 instead. He's been on twice, single and a walk, wrapped around a double play. Strike 2. Good start for Perdomo to this 9th inning. This will be pitch number 93. And it's strike 3 to Dee Gordon, 1 down in the 9th.
Uno, dos, adios. Breaking ball by the back foot. I tell you what, in the 9th inning, 93rd pitch is a dandy. Just as good as one of the first few pitches he threw in this game.
It's not been a huge strikeout game for Perdomo. That's the 3rd strikeout. And strikeouts number 2 and 3 have come in the 8th and 9th innings of this outing. Now Prado will take strike 1. 0 for 3 day today for Prado. He's bounced into a double play, grounded out to 3rd and flied out to left. Oh and 2. Brad Hand, Brandon Maurer in case. On the ground is short. Sardinez will pick and throw. 2 down in the 9th inning. Christian Yelich coming up. Perdomo an out away from a complete game in the first one since June of last year. Tyson Ross went all the way for the Padres. Not been done since. Ball 1. Yelich has grounded out to second, fouled out to left, and grounded into a double play. Perdomo has had complete games in the past, but in the minor leagues. On the ground is short. Luis Sardinez on to first. Complete game victory for Luis Perdomo, the first for the Padres in 2016. He goes the distance, and the Padres win it 3-1. They take the series from the Marlins. 6 double plays turned in the game by San Diego, and this day belongs to Luis Perdomo. Tremendous. Nice victory, well pitched, well defended, and the Padres win the series. A lot of fun here in Miami, and a great day for Perdomo. Mike Pomerantz, what do you got in store?